The morning sun cast sharp geometric shadows across the glass and steel facade of Whitmore Energy headquarters, turning the building into a monument to ambition. Inside, polished marble floors reflected the city skyline, like a mirror to power itself. A sleek black sports car rolled to a precise stop at the entrance. Out stepped Serena Whitmore, heels striking marble with crisp authority. At 34, she had climbed higher and faster than anyone expected. Her crimson dress was tailored like armor, her blonde hair falling in perfect waves. Control defined her. Control built her. Control kept her safe. And that morning, Control needed a reminder. Parked beside her car, absurdly out of place, was a motorcycle that looked as though it had been rescued from a scrapyard grave. Rust crawled along its frame. The leather seat was split and duct-taped. The handlebars leaned unevenly. Employees gathered nearby, whispering behind coffee cups, grinning. Serena's lips curved. "Whose rolling tetanus shot is this?" she called out, voice light and cutting. The small crowd parted. From a maintenance corridor emerged Henry Cole. Tall, broad-shouldered, quiet. He carried a mop bucket in one hand and adjusted his worn work jacket with the other. He had cleaned their offices for 3 years, unseen and unnamed. "It's mine," he said calmly. Serena arched a brow. "Does it actually run? Or do you push it home every night?" Laughter rippled. Henry's jaw tightened slightly. "It runs when it needs to." "I'm sure it does," she replied sweetly. "If you ever need a real vehicle, I'm sure we can find you a discount code for something from this century." More laughter. Serena turned away, satisfied. A small display of dominance before a board meeting where whispers about her leadership were growing louder. Behind her, Henry simply picked up his bucket and walked on. But as he passed a motorcycle, something flickered beneath the engine casing. A faint pulse of blue light. Gone in a heartbeat. Upstairs, Serena faced real trouble. The company's clean fuel cell project was failing, overheating, draining millions. The board, led by the sharp-eyed chairman George Hartford, had given her 4 weeks, until World Energy Expo, to deliver something revolutionary or risk losing investor confidence and possibly her position. Her chief technology officer had resigned the day before. Promote Leo Brennan. Serena ordered when informed. "He's hungry. He's only 27, Vivian Chun, head of PR, warned. "He's ambitious," Serena replied. "That's better." What Serena didn't know was that her revolution wasn't in the lab. It was rusted, parked in the basement. That night, long after the building emptied, Serena wandered to the parking garage to clear her head. Fluorescent lights hummed above her, and there it was, Henry's motorcycle, idling. A low, electric hum vibrated through the concrete. No exhaust, no gasoline smell. The fuel cap appeared sealed with a welded plate. She crouched closer. Transparent tubes ran from a small water reservoir into a compression chamber fitted with hand machine seals. Inside the engine block, the blue glow pulsed steadily. Looking for something? She nearly lost her balance. Henry stood 10 feet away, toolkit in hand. "Your bike is running," she said. "I know. There's no fuel. I have fuel." That cap is welded shut. Henry stepped forward, adjusted something on the handlebar. The hum deepened. He pulled out a plastic bottle. Tap water. He poured it slowly into a small reservoir. The blue glow intensified. The engine responded immediately, smoother, stronger. Serena's pulse quickened, not with fear, with recognition. "What is that?" she whispered. "Water," Henry replied. "Thermally separated. The system breaks it down and recaptures the energy through a catalytic reaction. Closed loop. No combustion. No emissions. That's impossible." "It's physics," he said, "and about 1,000 hours of trial and error." He met her eyes. "It works. It's safe. And it's not for sale." Serena's mind raced through valuations, patents, market disruption, investor applause. "Everything's for sale," she said. "It's just a matter of price." "No," Henry answered quietly. "It's a matter of purpose." He walked away. Serena didn't sleep. By morning, she had a plan. She found him in the service break room, microwaving coffee in a chipped mug. "Walk with me," she said. They rode the executive elevator to the rooftop greenhouse where the board held informal meetings among imported orchids. "I want a partner," she said without preamble. "Your water engine. My infrastructure. We scale it. Clean energy worldwide." Henry studied her. "Why would I trust you?" "Because I'm honest about what I want," she said. "Power. Recognition. Success. But your invention sitting in a garage helps no one." She softened her voice. "I was cruel yesterday. I'm sorry. It was a good performance." Henry remained silent for a long moment. "If we do this," he said finally, "there are conditions. Full safety reviews. Transparent licensing. Priority access for low-income communities. And I maintain final approval over design changes." "Agreed," she said instantly. They shook hands. His grip was strong. Sad. Behind her back, her fingers crossed. Henry's garage was cramped and alive with invention. Blueprints taped to walls. Tools scattered across benches. Genius fueled by grief. His daughter, 13-year-old Amanda, soldered a circuit board with steady precision. "This regulates the thermal pulse," Henry explained. "Prevents runaway heating. Every unit needs one." "Dad won't test above 60% capacity," Amanda added. "Safety matters more than efficiency." Serena nodded thoughtfully. Internally, she calculated how much faster production would move without those limits. The system, Aqua Drive, used controlled electrolysis to split water, then recombine hydrogen in a catalytic reaction that generated heat to drive a turbine. Exhaust, water vapor. Carbon neutral. How far can it go? 200 miles per gallon of water on this model. Serena felt dizzy with possibility, a revolution, and she intended to own it. Within a week, she arranged a private demonstration beneath Whitmore Energy's campus. Board members, investors, lead engineer Leo Brennan, journalist Irene Wallace, carefully curated witnesses. Henry rolled in the rusted motorcycle, 1 liter of water. He started the engine. The hum filled the chamber. Gauges read 0 emissions. Stable temperatures. He rode in a smooth circle, stopped before George Hartford. 1 liter, Henry said. 3 hours at city speeds. Silence. Then applause. Serena stepped forward, hand on Henry's shoulder. "This," she declared, "is Whitmore Energy's future." Cameras flashed. What they didn't capture was Serena's assistant quietly photographing Henry's open notebook. Orders had been clear. Get the plans. 3 days later, Serena held a press conference. Henry wasn't invited. He arrived too late. On the massive screen behind her, altered schematics, rebranded, Aquafuel, Whitmore Energy's revolutionary water-powered system. She spoke smoothly. "For too long, clean energy has been a promise deferred. Today we make it real." Applause thundered. Henry stood at the back, frozen, erased. Security blocked him when he tried to move forward. "Employees only." "I am an employee," he said. "Not on the list." He walked out slowly. That night in the garage, Amanda sat beside him. "We'll get it back," she said. Henry didn't answer. But in Whitmore's lab, Leo Brennan discovered what stolen genius costs. Using partial schematics and Serena's orders to rush production, he pushed the system beyond Henry's safety margins. Temperatures spiked. Alarm screamed. The explosion was small but violent enough. Steam and shrapnel filled the chamber. Leo was thrown backward, burned and bleeding. When Serena arrived, paramedics were loading him onto a stretcher. "I followed the plans," he gasped. "It shouldn't have done that." Ice flooded her veins. Just like before. Just like the accident years ago that killed Henry's son in a factory explosion, when safety concerns were ignored. The headline spread by morning. Clean energy breakthrough turns dangerous. Stock prices fell. Control was slipping. And for the first time in years, Serena felt afraid. Rain tapped against the metal roof of Henry's garage as he sat motionless on the concrete floor. The prototype motorcycle stood silent in the corner. Its blue glowed dormant. He had been fired by email. Restructuring. Key, card deactivated. Locker cleared. Erased again. Amanda turned her laptop toward him. On the screen was a video titled, The janitor's water bike. It showed the garage. The safety logs. Months of temperature readings. Redundant shutoff valves. Pressure limits Leo had removed. It showed Henry explaining why safety mattered. Then Amanda appeared on camera. My dad isn't a janitor. He's an engineer. He built this because he lost someone to unsafe technology. He swore it would never happen again. The company that stole, it didn't steal his caution. Someone got hurt because they rushed it. She had uploaded an hour ago. Already 10,000 views. By morning, 500,000. By afternoon, 2 million. Journalists dug into records. They found documentation of the factory explosion that killed Henry's 7-year-old son. They found his resignation letters, citing ignored safety concerns. The narrative flipped. Whitmore Energy wasn't visionary. It was predatory. In the boardroom, George Hartford demanded proof of patent ownership. Serena had none. Photographs weren't contracts. She had simply taken. You've exposed us to catastrophic liability. George said. I know, she replied quietly. She left the building. Rain fell harder. She drove to Henry's garage. Inside, Henry adjusted something beneath the engine casing. I'm sorry, Serena said. That's a start. I stole from you. I endangered people. I became what I despised. She held out a damp document, a joint statement. Aquadrive is your invention. We released the full design open source. Anyone can build it. If they follow your safety standards, no monopoly, not even ours. Henry read carefully. You'll lose everything. Maybe, she said, or maybe I'll build something worth keeping. For the first time, her smile reached her eyes. He added one condition. Amanda approves every safety protocol. Deal. They shook hands. Outside, the rain began to ease. The second press conference was different. No polished stage. No branding. Just truth. Serena spoke first. I took Henry Cole's invention and passed it off as corporate innovation. That was theft. It led to an injury. I am responsible. Gasps filled the room. We are releasing Aquadrive under an open source license. The complete specifications and safety standards will be free to the public. Henry stepped forward. Technology should make us better, not just richer. So we're choosing trust. The world responded. Universities studied the designs. Nonprofits adapted them. Communities in developing regions built irrigation pumps and generators. The technology spread like water, finding its own level. Leo Brennan recovered and admitted the pressure he'd faced. Serena stepped down as CEO. She founded a small organization supporting open-source energy inventors. Smaller work. Real work. For weeks later at the World Energy Expo, 50,000 attendees filled the convention center. But the crowd gathered around one thing. Henry rode in on the original rusted motorcycle. No branding. No polish. He poured water into the reservoir. The engine hummed alive. Real-time data streamed transparently across screens. Safe. Stable. Clean. Anyone can build this, Henry said. The plans are free. The only rules are safety rules. Groups from around the world demonstrated their own builds. All working. All safe. Thunderous applause rolled through the hall. In the audience, Serena stood and clapped until her palms stung. Henry caught her eye. Nodded once. Not forgiveness, but a beginning. Afterward, Serena handed Amanda a small silver pendant shaped like a water droplet. H2O engraved on the back. To remember, she said, that even when things get messy, we can choose to do better. Amanda studied her. You hurt my dad. I know. You're trying to fix it. I am. Amanda slipped the pendant on. We'll see. Weeks later, in a modest community center, Henry and Amanda guided teenagers assembling their first Aquadrive generator. A girl tightened the last bolt and asked, "Can this power my mom's house?" "If we scale it properly and follow the safety checklist," Amanda replied. "Yes." They filled the reservoir with tap water. The engine hummed to life. Cheers erupted. Henry watched his daughter teaching others with steady confidence. For years, grief had defined him. But now, hope did. He realized redemption wasn't a race in the past. It was building a future worth believing in, one honest choice at a time, 1 gallon of water at a time. The world had laughed at the janitor's bike, but the janitor had never truly been a janitor. He was an engineer, a father, a teacher, and when you poured water into his machine, what came out wasn't just power. It was conscience, running clean, running steady, running on choice.